Alright, so today's trick tip is going to be on the backside 180 ollie. Now, for back 180, I would suggest maybe you learn how to do a pop shove it. Obviously, you want ollies. You can learn half cabs first, but it doesn't really matter. And remember not to be an a-hole who drives really loud motorcycles before you skate, because you don't want to be part of that crew. So, for back 180, your foot position is going to be whole foot on the tail. I'm regular, so yeah. You're going to whole foot, put it in the pocket, kind of like tray flips. I don't know how you do your pop shove it, but some people, I mean, obviously ollie, toe on there. Back 180, put my whole foot because then you can kind of scoop and you get more control. Front foot, you can do it like an ollie. I put my front foot a little bit closer to the front bolts just so I have more control. And so anyways, when you're trying to back 180, you're going to be rolling. And when I first learned how to do them, I kind of just did a backside power slide. So I would roll manual and then kind of like that. I would just slide the tail. I would slide the wheels and then kind of just jump with it. So I mean, you're not power sliding the whole way. You kind of power slide and then jump. And in a way, you'll do a back 180 without popping. It's kind of dumb, but it kind of helps you get the movement right. Then you want to gradually like scrape the tail. And then I kind of tried to move to, trying to power slide like that, which is really dumb. And then I would jump with it, and I would naturally just kind of get in the air. And so it was a really, really low back 180. Then when you get better, you want to pop and just do a normal 180. So you're going to kind of lean into it when you're rolling. You can wind your shoulders when you're first learning. If you've ever seen Andrew Reynolds' trick tip for frontside flips, he says for frontside flips that he turns halfway 90 and then pops. That's kind of how I do for my back 180s. Like, I'll be rolling, and then I'll go ahead and be facing backwards that way if I'm rolling this way. And then I will just start to turn, and then I will scissor kick my feet around. I'll pop and, just jump, do a slight ollie, and then scissor kick and just sweep your feet. And when your shoulders are already turning, essentially it's just your feet following. You're going to shift your weight to the non-popping foot, to the nose, just because it helps you roll better and you won't stick as much, and just in case you may have to take tack if you don't turn all the way, which I've had to do a lot. And some people, when they learn 180s, they kind of cheat and they ollie, and then when they turn, then they just go into a pivot. You can do that, but if you rely on that too much, it's not going to help you when you're trying to do tricks into like certain grinds or doing tricks over stair sets. So essentially you're doing a pop shove it. Like, my trick tip and the bottom line for doing back 180s is do a pop shove it, but keep your body on the board and then turn with it. And there's just a lot of traffic today. I really don't know why there's so many cars out. Like, it's ridiculous. This is like a back road in the middle of nowhere. So, back 180, you're going to ollie or pop shove it and turn your body with it. And then you're going to shift your weight. Keep your weight centered. And on flat ground, and especially when you're first learning them, lean into the turn. So when you're going, I kind of bend my back down a little bit and cup my feet forward. Like, I don't stay obviously completely flat. Like, when I'm doing them on flat, and especially when I first learned them, I would kind of do it and then tilt the board down with my toes a little bit and then be leaning into it, and that just helps my feet stick to the board better, and it helps you guide and whip it around. Don't do it that way when you're going downstairs, because then that's how you'll lose the board or you'll really hot pocket it. So, once you get better, you want to keep your back straight. But especially like for this trick tip, pop, shove it, stay on the board, turn already, and then whip your feet around, just lean into it. Don't try to be all, I see a lot of beginners trying to back 180 and they try to keep their back straight and their arms out. It's just like, no, kind of just, I don't know, like when you see karate people do like the 540 kick, whatever, round kicks, I don't know what they're called. They'll like sit there and they'll swing and they'll lean into it. Their bodies aren't perfectly straight. So that's pretty much how I do the back 180. And then once you get better, you can just put your toe on the tail and you can pop ollie. And then once you've flattened out and you got it really stuck to your feet, then you kind of whip your feet around. That also helps downstairs and if you're trying to do it over something that's really high. But once you get the feel of doing like the scoop, kind of like 1990s back 180s, you'll know what I'm talking about when you'll actually be able to ollie and then control it. So that's my trick tip for back 180s, and here's a few of them.